We're going. Looks like we're live. Welcome back to another Game Time Discussions. I'm Emery Cuzzy, sitting here with Cameron Selby. We're going to do another DraftKings live stream. DraftKings best ball live stream. We'll probably get in the comments and make sure that if anybody wants to see Underdog this time around, we'll get to that too, of course.
I think it's a good time to stay on DraftKings. The $5 contest filled yesterday, so really there's only a charity contest for $5, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
Broke for that.
I saw that. I saw that contest had filled or was pretty close. Wish I would have got some more.
I did a fair amount just because that was the first true like $5 and less. That wasn't just filled in 4 days or so.
Right, and then looks like Steiger's saying, "Let's go." Good to see you, Steiger. How are you here? Get in the comments. We're gonna jump over to. I'm gonna start the screen share now. And then we'll get going on another contest. So as you can see on the board, we're going to get to some NFL and some best ball. Here we go. All right. So we're going to keep running the $3 contest while they're still up. We're going to run out pretty soon, but hey, that's okay. Then we'll just go up to a bit bigger contest. And,
$20.
Yeah, whatever it is. And we'll go from there. Let's enter. And then some news, of course, this week. Brandon Ayuk. He's kind of got this weird thing going on with the San Francisco 49ers. You have to kind of keep up. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. Most of us.
Can you guys see us?
Yeah, are y'all able to see us? Let me know.
I'm not
really sure. Make sure I can see. Oh.
Looks like we're black on YouTube.
Interesting. Let's go see why. YouTube. You cannot see me. Weird. Okay.
What's this?
Let me stop sharing.
There we go.
It works?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. I just I messed up the share, I guess. That's my bad. We'll go back into it now, though.
Sweet.
There we are.
Quick fix is what we're about.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
After all, I professional IT tech member. So,
yes.
I know the workaround.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Glad you can see us.
Sweet.
We're jumping into a contest right now. Let's see where we're at. We are moving quick. Number 12 pick. I don't know what's going on. Interesting. This is what we get for trying to use a new software.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing there's only 2 people here. 3. Oh, 3 people.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh. Get worried.
Shit in the bed.
I don't know.
Now it's back.
Okay, so it's when I...
Now it's back.
Oh, you're on.
Sorry.
Looks like the problem is I have to be on this screen.
You have to be on that screen?
Mm-hmm. So...
What if you view the tab instead of switch over?
What do you mean?
So go back, put that back in the other, and see how it says view tab next to stop sharing.
All right.
Yeah.
Hopefully that stays then.
Yeah. I think it's just because.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Hey, see? I'm getting there, guys. I'm figuring it out.
Baby.
Hey, it wasn't the on-off button at least. We're going to have to turn this bad boy off and turn it back on. But yeah, we got 30 seconds. We're going to get into this. Like I was saying, Brandon Ayuk had a call with Jane Daniels last week, and his girlfriend videoed it and saying that San Francisco just doesn't want him. The truth of that, I don't know necessarily, but live stream the debate, huh, Gray? I'm not sure we're going to do that. So Brandon Ayuk's situation's a little weird. It's making his ADP drop a little bit. We still don't necessarily want a whole bunch of it, especially if we think he's going to Washington. Or
Pittsburgh, for that matter.
Or Pittsburgh.
That was another team that's been kind of in the weeds a little bit. But also, just a little backstory. Before Jaden Daniels went to LSU, obviously he was at Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
So his freshman season, when he was a quarterback, was throwing to Brandon Ayuk, who became a first-round pick. All that good stuff. And so they've been really close, and that's kind of the connection behind it. But right now he's, at the 2-3 turn. So is Debo. It's just kind of really hard to have a ton of faith there. So we're kind of light on shares for both of them at the moment until we can kind of get some kind of resolution with either.
Yeah, if something did happen, I mean, I definitely want to get some Debo, some George Kittle, even some Ricky Pearsall, even knowing I'm not exactly excited about that. Maybe Juwan Jennings jumps up higher in rankings, but Christian McCaffrey's probably just the answer, and we're kind of fading him, so it's a little interesting, but he's going to still get 22, 25 touches a game, so if he's healthy.
So far, pretty standard. These are always the first 7 going off in some order. Obviously, Bijan went 1 pick before Justin Jefferson. Don't mind that if you went that route. But, I mean, no surprises yet. Brees Hall off the board as well, so we're up in 3.
Yeah, Puka. Let's go check out the board. It's kind of the same as we've kind of seen. Jahmyr Gibbs at 12 still, but I thought the injury was going to drop him a little bit, and I think it has actually in his overall just total ADP. He goes off the board, so Emery puts his foot in his mouth. But I think that this range, we just keep getting all the receivers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Garrett Wilson following is probably the easy click to start, and then since we're back to back every time, we're gonna just have to make some decisions.
I think it'd be fun to go back to back receiver.
Yeah, that was kind of my lean right now. It's interesting that Saquon's ADP has risen up to 14.
Yeah,
it's actually above Drake London now, above Jonathan Taylor. It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not going that route in this draft per se, but we'll go double up on receiver.
Well, we're actually higher also on Jonathan Taylor, so that makes it a little weird.
We just released our running back video yesterday for our first ranking video. We'll probably do 2 for each position throughout the year, but this is a way too early one, basically more heavily to best ball because really nobody's doing a ton of ESPN Yahoo sleeper drafts yet. So I just updated ADPs today, and sleepers literally didn't change. So they're obviously not prioritizing updating everything right now. So that's just kind of where we're at. And then everybody's pretty volatile in Yahoo. For example, Kamani Vidal, who we've talked about, he was like 260 in Yahoo, and now he's jumped up 50 spots. That's not because it's anything other than he went from being undrafted mostly to now he's maybe a 15th rounder a couple times.
Yeah, I was actually going to see because Kamani Vidal is one of our guys that we're getting a ton of, and he's, ESPN has him at 254th. So basically, he's a nobody to them. Mm-hmm. Yahoo's got him at 164th, which is better. And then DraftKings and Underdog both have him in the 155 and 162, which is kind of where we've seen him climb. He's climbing. Those have actually gone up. He was 170 when we started drafting him on DraftKings, so he's gone up about 8 spots. I expect him to continue going up to about 150 probably.
Yeah, and in all honesty, I can just see him continuing to rise because Gus Edwards right now is just he may be ready by camp, and if he's just not getting first team reps early on, there's just going to be positive verbiage for Kamani, and that just kind of opens the door for people to just start panic buying, and he ends up in the 130s out of nowhere. So
Philly does that. Steiger asked, Philly has a better line when it comes to JT versus Saquon, right? Even with Kelsey retiring. Yes, I would say Philly has probably the better line, but it's actually closer than you'd think. The Colts kind of put it together. They do a pretty good job with their O-line. They have a pretty solid offensive line coach, so they do a good job. But when it comes to JT versus Saquon, JT, both of them have running quarterbacks, but we've seen Jalen Hurts take away the production as a runner in the red zone. And that's a big thing. And then also there's just a bunch of mouths to feed. You look at the supporting cast in Indianapolis and you're like, okay, Michael Pittman. And then you're like, you got a rookie over there on the other side and Adonai Mitchell. Josh Downs is a second-year guy that didn't really do anything. Alec Pierce, So that's kind of the thing when you go to Philly. It's like, okay, who's getting the ball. And so Saquon is just could be the third option in that offense, while JT is going to be the first option every time.
It's also just kind of thinking who has, at this point, you either need 1,500 plus yard upside and or 15 plus touchdown upside, and we just don't really see that. I mean, DeAndre Swift had a great year last year, and I don't even think he eclipsed 10 touchdowns.
No.
So,
no,
and
no
then
way.
before that, Miles Sanders did. But
was-
he was next to nothing in the receiving department. So he really, I don't even think he finished as an RB1.
And they like giving the ball to their, like spreading the ball to their other players. Like they like Boston Scott going in the game. They liked Kenneth Gainwell being in the game, even knowing DeAndre Swift was supposed to be, the guy. Let's go back to the board real quick though, and just kind of look over it. Derrick Henry going at the 2.6. That's pretty early. Chris Olave at 2.7. Achan was probably about right. Kyron actually went in the second round, which was good. So that's nice. And then you get the back-to-back San Francisco players. You do see Stephon Diggs go. Brandon Ayuk is starting to fall into the third round, like we had talked about. We're probably not touching him until the fourth. But yeah, it's almost our turn. Zay Flowers already goes. Cooper Kupp already goes. So there should be some guys here. DJ Moore, DK Metcalf, a guy that I keep talking about not getting enough of. So that might be a guy we look at.
And then, are you interested in doing just zero RB? Do you want to go hero? Because I know I like ETN in this range as well. Never mind.
He's gone. That's funny.
Okay, so.
Yeah, it's probably, I'm cool with zero RB going like a DJ Moore or DK with, I like Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen
range for
was
sure.
who I was thinking about since we don't have really, and either that or we waited for a Kyler later on. But
yeah,
I'm fine going DK and
Josh Allen.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. Let's get one of them.
I know you're uncomfortable with DK in this range, but when he's your wide receiver 3,
I'm not mad about it for sure.
Not at all.
The other options are, you go Malik Neighbors, the rookie, not comfortable playing, really getting anybody from the Giants right now. You go Tank Dell, who's the number 3 option for Houston. Michael Pittman's a guy that we talk about that I like, but this lower volume, like we keep saying in Indy. And then you got George Pickens all the way down at 44, and we're just not going to reach that far.
Mm-hmm. And going back, I was struggling to open the page because this Mac is just not my friend. But
sorry,
what's it called? Steiger asked about the Eagles line versus the Colts line. I pulled up the Sharp football analysis for Warren Sharp, our buddy.
Right.
He loves to retweet us every once in 6 months, whatever.
And we'll take it.
We'll take it. So he put out his offensive line rankings post draft and all the moves. And so Eagles right now stand on a scale of 1 to 100. He has a score for them. They're the 4th ranked offensive line, score 89, scale of 1 to 100. Funny enough, Lions have a perfect 100.
The Lions do.
Yeah.
Good.
And then the Colts are still in the top 10 at 8. And then their score kind of drops to about 73. It's mainly just because they don't really have an established, tackle tandem.
Right, yeah.
But their interior line's very, very up with the rest of the league.
Yeah. I did want to mention that the number 10 team has gone 4 running backs. So they are going that robust strategy that we like getting to every once in a while. That might make us change our decisions.
And it looks like the person that is right next to us is knows what they're doing, at least, because they went the double stack with Saquon and AJ Brown with Jalen Hurts. So that's very smart on their part. I probably would have done Jalen Hurts first, knowing that we went 2 receivers and then with Jalen on the board. But, it worked out because we hate Jalen. I'm just kidding.
No. We haven't gotten enough Jalen, but we do have Josh Allen as our number 1 quarterback. And it's very, it was a reasonable, he had like 50 more points than anybody last year in fantasy. One thing I will say is when you stack running backs with their quarterback, you have to think that they're going to get 4 or 5 targets a game. So you really don't normally just stack running backs unless you think that those are guys that are going to catch the ball. And in this case, I think Saquon could be a good bet to 4 targets.
Yeah, it is good. It's probably more ideal if you went with the double to go with, AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith definitely would have been a reach at the 2-2.
Right.
Goddard's the option later as well, but it's not a bad one. He's done decent at getting targets, but at the same time, Swift has been a scat back, and he didn't really get targets. So I don't really expect that role for him per se. But if the Eagles are moving the ball, then it correlates with both of them. But they're just going to be vulturing each other's rushing touchdowns, which don't always love that.
Let's see.
It looks like
DK versus Pittman is tough. Yeah, Steiger, I agree. Just depends on who you think's going to get the volume. But, I mean, DK will get the volume most likely, but Pittman will, if he does end up being, if they do throw the ball as much as they did last year, which is probably not going to happen just because of the fact that you had Gardner Minshew, now you have Anthony Richardson. Pittman could have, the upside. Well, that might be something.
I was really hoping for Kincaid.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Wasn't likely.
So we're up in 2 picks now. There goes another tab board. Let's see. Why do y'all think Tank Dell is going up in ADP?
I'm researching that answer. Let's get through these picks and then I'll elaborate a little bit on that.
I think that let's see. We have 1 pick up in front of us. Calvin Ridley goes.
He's been rising a little bit as
that's
well.
That's really high.
His ADP is to the 6th or the end of the 5th round now.
So yeah, we're up here. Actually, I like all 3 of the first 3 guys. But tight end, if you want to go Baltimore, of course. I think Alvin Kamara is probably the guy that. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Alvin Kamara 1. And then let's see. You want to just knock out the second tight end? Obviously, Kenneth Walker is somebody that we like in this range as well, but it's not a great correlated stack with DK as well, because he doesn't get a ton of receptions. So
either we go tight end, that would be our first tight end, or we can go Keon Coleman. Curtis Samuel's an option later. I think
Andrews is probably the last big tight end.
Yeah, I agree.
In this tier.
Let's see.
And then because he's at the very end of our tier 1 tight ends. We have him as tight end 4. He's kind of 4 to 6, and this one he even went 6.
Yeah, 6. So 6th round.
He really, if you can get any of those top 6, you are really chilling.
Yeah.
And even if you get an underwhelming tight end 2, you're probably going to be okay with the tight end 2 strategy. After this guy is pretty much when you kind of start worrying about, okay, I need a strong backup as well as.
Right. So not to give all of our secrets on our tight end ranking, of course, but Kyle Pitts is the 6th guy on our rankings. So he went 3rd in this draft itself. So that's above Dalton Kincaid, Trey McBride, and Mark Andrews. All those guys are a little higher for us. Yes, Coleman would have given us that stack. Yes, Steiger. That would be something that we would like to do. But we might have to wait and get a guy like, there's the Curtis Samuels of the world. And, you don't really know who's going to be the guy in Buffalo yet. So, like, even Chase Claypool has been talked about. Most likely Dalton Kincaid is, the number 1 target there. And then I would personally expect Curtis Samuel to start off the year strong. So that would be my guy at 2. And then as the year goes on, Keon Coleman comes up to me.
So going back to Nick's question, why is people having Tank Dell as, rising? And basically people are taking stands on just Stephon Diggs having a rough end of the season. And they're a little short-sighted with how well of a run that Tank Dell had before he got hurt.
Right.
He averaged, let's knock out week 1 because it was just, he got 4 targets, rookie. Yeah. And then CJ Stroud struggled as well against Baltimore. But week 2 through 11 was his, the rest of his season. He averaged 17.7 PPR points a game, was wide receiver 13, and Nico was all the way down at wide receiver 21 at 15.3. So, basically they're both wide receiver 2s. Right. But Tank actually, because of some big games, rose as nearly a wide receiver 1. Yeah. And he also had the over-the-top plays that kind of cater more towards best ball as well. Mm-hmm. So people are kind of really focusing on, he outperformed Nico, so we're going to put him in front of him or target him. And then Stephon, because he struggled towards the end of the season, really, the back half of the year, that was one of our better calls. Him getting moved to Houston, they're just not buying him just immediately becoming a wide receiver 1 in that offense. So that's why people love him and why he's rising into the 3rd round at times. He actually was mid-4th round here, which is one of the later spots I've seen him go of late.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's kind of the premise behind why there's a lot of love there. We're not necessarily on it, but we don't fault you if you believe that.
Yeah, and Kimmy P says it's because CJ said he was his favorite. I will say, when something like what happened to him with the shootings and everything happened, sometimes you as a quarterback are like, hey, like I appreciate you for being here even, and I bet some of that too happens, just because that's a hard situation to be a part of.
We can't always buy into the, he's my favorite because he's the same guy live streaming during the draft saying that he was hoping Ricky Pearsall fell to him with their second pick.
Right.
Or their first pick of the second round. So, and that was after the Diggs trade. So essentially, it's not like, oh, I'm going to pepper him no matter what with targets. And I promise you, if Ricky Pearsall came, that doesn't necessarily mean a negative thing for anything other than just everybody as a whole just goes down a little bit.
Right. And I mean, they're going to throw the ball everywhere. So don't worry about that, guys. Like, they're going to try to get the ball out as much as possible. Let's see. We're up in 2 picks. I was actually hoping Deontay was going to stay on the board. That stinks. Well, it's a weird range. Zach Moss.
And so we're still 3 wide receivers in, right?
Yeah,
so
we have a tight end, 3 wide receivers.
Haven't done a 4th one yet, and this is pick what?
7. Our 7th pick. It was 7
overall. So 84 and 85.
Why am I on auto?
Okay. Well, you took one of our picks.
Well, we're probably gonna go with one of those guys up top anyway. So that's good.
Worthy.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So then we're good. Receiver. Well, I mean, we could just knock out our 5th receiver.
Yeah.
We can hedge another rookie with Brian Thomas.
I agree.
Later in the year.
That's what I was thinking. And then our backup quarterback can be Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. No, it cannot because he's got a week 12 bye. So
perfect. Love that.
Or we can go RB2 here.
I think I think that was the right pick with Brian Thomas. I think I agree with that pick. Let me make sure that it doesn't just flip back to auto. What's up, Ken?
Well, at the same time, I made a face just because, like, obviously Keon Coleman fell or didn't fall to us, and then I don't anticipate Curtis Samuel or Khalil Shakir falling to us for our next pick. So we would have had to reach, but either one of them as a wide receiver 5 doesn't correlate. But this is going to be an uncorrelated QB1. But if there is going to be anybody that can do that,
rushing upside, baby,
he is one of the few because he had 15 rushing touchdowns last year, and it's just a receiver by committee approach, at least in the early portions of the season.
Yeah, and I like getting, Xavier Worthy, Brian Thomas. I mean, those are later. We can get those guys since we went so heavy at wide receiver early. Now we have 3 rookie wide receivers. Don't forget Marvin Harrison up there. Yeah. But we can get those guys because we went so heavy at wide receiver. Now those guys are our later into the year guys that are going to hopefully get, pick up the steam as the year goes on. These are normally better second half of the year. And so you draft a rookie, make sure you have some sort of contingency plan where you get a guy like we had Garrett Wilson. So let's see.
And then with the rest of our team, I mean, it's unfortunate, but we don't really have a great. This isn't going to be a very correlated stack team because, I mean, obviously Mahomes is off the board.
Mm-hmm.
Who's our Kyler's still there.
Should be coming close.
But I mean, it didn't make sense to go Kyler in addition to Allen. That's just too early for 2 quarterbacks if you're going for QB1.
Yeah.
If he fell to us again.
I was going to say, I think the Trey McBride team would probably go, but they have Patrick Mahomes. So
it's actually interesting that Kyler went after Jared Goff.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Jared Goff just goes. And Purdy. Yeah. Isn't Dak even ranked behind him?
No. Well, and on DK, he's actually 2 rounds ahead of where he is on Underdog. On Underdog, he's like 95th overall, and Kyler's right before him. And then in this one, they're basically both 7th round picks, and Kyler's just still on the board for some reason.
Yeah,
really only the only correlated guy since we have Marvin Harrison is whoever picked Trey McBride.
But he has Patrick Mahomes.
So
yeah, that kind of messes that up. But let's see. So yeah, this guy got 2 quarterbacks. Everybody has a quarterback all the way to us. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible.
But if we do, it will work. I wouldn't, I guess, advise in the first 8 rounds or your first 8 picks to go 2 quarterbacks unless it's like the 7th and 8th round back to back. I wouldn't if you pick the Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Patrick
Right.
Mahomes, Lamar, Hurts. It's not really worth your draft capital to go, a Dak or a Kyler
Mhm.
right after
I agree.
that.
JSN goes. He might follow us either way, though.
No, I just went with the Anthony Richardson team.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
So,
I was gonna say we don't really have
so really, essentially,
a quarterback that can stack. We'll have to.
we're gonna have to do a Geno
and Sam Howell.
Sam Howell.
You could do the Kirk. We've done that a lot. We could do the Kirk Cousins and Darnell Mooney one.
Yeah.
Fit that in there somehow. Let's see.
Okay.
There goes Jaden Daniels.
Our positions look pretty strong throughout.
Yeah.
Other than we'll see what running backs are available right here, and then also if we want our so and so.
Trevor has the same bias as Josh Allen, so that's why we can't go him.
If we wanted to, cool, but we would need a third quarterback for the week 12. If we wanted to go through quarterback, cool, but I just don't love doing that when you're investing that early.
Nobody move.
All right. Well,
shoot.
Sweet.
Okay. So I'm just gonna let that one run.
Can't stop drafting him.
So we're gonna get Brock Bowers. I know Gray loves to see that because he knows I'm a Raiders fan. Talked about it last time.
What's crazy is we're gonna be going heavy. If you're thinking what I'm thinking, we're gonna be going heavy rookie.
I was gonna go. Yeah, that's exactly.
So
either that or we reach.
That will be our fifth rookie.
We go
first
here.
10 picks.
Either that or we go down here. We could go Josh Palmer and get Justin Herbert stack. Do that.
No, we need a running back on this turn.
Yeah.
So and I'd much rather have Benson over Eckler, and Ron Robinson was really the only other
guy
option.
that I was thinking. I thought Javonte might have been here still. So let's do it. All right, let's go look. So our team is all rookies. So we got
Can you tell that we did a bunch of episodes on this rookie class?
Yeah, we appreciate this class. The only few guys, the only position that really didn't stand out was running backs. This is actually our number one running back in Dre Benson from this class. He's going to challenge for touches against with James Conner. At the end of the year, it's probably going to be closer to 50-50 or a little bit leaning in the rookies' direction. So just get ready for that. Brock Bowers, he's just generational tight end. So just get used to him. Brian Thomas was one of Cam's favorite wide receivers from this class. Thought he was going to go higher. We both think that
he went to a good spot, and he's actually kind of broken away from the tier of the Roma Dunze, Xavier Worthy, Lad McConkey, and he's kind of dropped into almost the 8th round essentially, pretty consistently. And we got him at the 8-1 obviously, but 88th overall. It's completely different on Underdog. I think he's going a full round earlier. He's a great piece to stack because we also love Evan Ingram. We've gotten a ton of shares of him. Right. Christian Kirk is really starting to rise, so it's kind of harder to invest. You really have to invest in him as a wide receiver 3, which is a little scary. And then Gabe Davis as a dart throw.
Right.
Travis Etienne, obviously.
Yeah,
he's one of the few running backs that kind of we can see correlating with Trevor Lawrence a little bit.
And then, with this team, we've got 5 rookies, 5 vets. So we're just kind of we're doing that thing with the rookies. We, and also it's like rookies have opportunities, guys. So like you get them at a cheaper price, especially on best ball. Like it's not necessarily that you're going to get all these guys when you do redrafts. Like redraft versus best ball are very different. We talk about that all the time. At the end of the year, rookies have opportunities. That's why we take rookies. And also we've seen some really good rookie seasons out of wide receivers in the recent years. So get some of them for sure.
You don't have to go your full, half your roster like we are about to, because I've got another couple of rookies in mind.
Yeah.
For these next picks coming up.
Well, I know which ones you want to take even down here at the 13th.
Yeah, we don't have to go with Kamani this early, but
no.
I would anticipate that at the end of August he will be going 12th round or earlier.
Yeah.
If it projects out like we think. Now, if Gus Edwards comes back, he gets all the 1 reps. Maybe he people are scared off. We will still have the same belief in him, but it just won't correlate with the skyrocketed ADP.
Dalton Schultz. We have both. We don't need any more tight ends, guys. That always feels good. Don't have to worry about that position. Let's see.
If you wanted to go with Isaiah Likely, I'm fine with it as a handcuff to Mark Andrews. We've talked about that before. He's like the lone wolf in terms of that kind of idea.
A lot of green in there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and basically, a lot of people went hero running back or zero with us. So,
and then one robust strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Did you run for must have?
Yeah, he did. He went. He's basically cleared Nick Chubb on both sides now. Obviously, redraft doesn't have that updated, but
we could get the stack.
I didn't expect him to fall this far.
We'll get Shakur. He's fallen pretty late compared to what we expected.
Secure was secure.
And then we're the 133rd pick. And then
that's really good value.
With our second pick, though, we're gonna have to start getting some running backs. Kendre Miller got a week 12 bye though. Oh, will we be stacking?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be against it. Rico Dowdle, if you think that he's going to get more touches in Dallas. What do you think?
I think probably the best and safest way to go is maybe getting Nick Chubb.
Oh,
actually.
Wow. Okay.
And I know that's not sexy, but he dropped about a round. And,
we're just
if we're looking for somebody with the floor, because we don't really have anybody at the running back 2 for a floor, he could provide that throughout the year if he, isn't going on the puck, which is an uncertainty at this point.
Yeah, we're going to have to attack running back, though, guys. So as y'all watch, we're just going to be
this is going to be an 8 running back build for sure. Don't need to go if we go the Seattle route, I'm fine with going 2 quarterbacks. But other than that, it's probably going to be a 2 QB build. 2 tight ends, I already were done with that. Receiver, we're already up to 6. And because we went so heavy early, we could get away with maybe just having one more and being good.
Yeah, I don't know. It would have to be a guy that fell to us or we really like. So that's kind of
usually 7 is the sweet spot for receivers at minimum. And then if you went, 4 or 5 receivers in the first 8 rounds, you could probably get away with 7. That's the best. Not correlated, but
the percentage is based on who had the highest chance of making the playoffs rate last year, and the year before that had 6 or 7 receivers. Because Anchor RB or Hero RB and Zero RB have been the best 2 options in the last 2 years. 3 years ago, it wasn't that way. 3 years ago, you needed to get 2 running backs in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
So
it's a wild turn that we've had.
Yeah, everything has changed. You get all these rookie receivers too that we're
and it's like because so many receivers are up so high. That's why you see so much green with these running backs going off in the previous 5 rounds. Is because these guys who would normally be 6th, 7th round picks, like a Najee, a Zach Moss, who is a projected starter, Tony Pollard, etc., they're going in the 8th round and not the
right. Exactly. Let's see, Jahan Dotson. So a guy that we like a lot is Marshawn Lloyd. He went a couple picks ago. He is the true handcuff, and he's the handcuff, and he has the passing down work. So we like him for those reasons. He'll probably cut into Josh Jacobs.
It's up to the 13th round, man. That is.
I'm not there. I'll be honest.
I'm not in him on a 18th round pick. That's just if you haven't tuned into some of our previous best ball drafts, Jaleel McLaughlin, obviously Audric Estime, one of our favorite running backs from this class, had a knee scope. He is out till camp, so he didn't really have to show anything at OTAs. And then obviously Javonte Williams, coming off of ACL, MCL in 2022, struggled in 2023, was expected. And so this year he projects to be a starter, a really good player. We like him. He's our RB24, I think. And there was a report that said Jaleel McLaughlin could be the preferred option, and that just I don't buy whatsoever. But that made his ADP rise from being undrafted to the 13th round in just about a month. So that's just kind of how when there's nothing going on and we're just speculation, that's how big we can have.
Exactly.
Braylon Allen, the viral pic of him just being a soldier, just made him go from being 20th round or undrafted all the way to kind of dipped a little bit.
Right. And
back to where it normally was.
He was already that swole. It wasn't like a surprise.
Yeah, it's been a thing.
What the heck, guys? Like, we're just trying to find any narrative we can. So let's see. Stafford. We have no Rams, but he's probably the next part of that range. Gino, of course, and then we're gonna go Kamani, I'm guessing. So,
or we could get Legad and go with Bryce Young. That'd be a little. No, we're definitely going Kamani at this turn, but it's just who are we going in addition to that?
Yeah.
If you wanted to go another running back, or if you wanted to get your last receiver, or just settle with the QB2 that you like.
I mean, we could settle with the QB2. Just which one?
This is an Emory pick.
I'm pretty sure it's Matthew Stafford and Mike. If it's my pick,
I mean, he's the one that's fallen the furthest.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I don't know who we're gonna get.
Demarcus Robinson is one available later on.
Mm-hmm. That's
if
true.
we wanted a tight end 3, Colby Parkinson from Seattle is now their projected starting tight end because Tyler Higbee isn't expected to play at least much at all this season. He's had some, showdown weeks where he's been, a pleasure to roster.
Oh yeah,
at $1,000.
Yeah, and Geno Smith, we didn't get him here obviously, but I don't even know that we'll want to get him at this point. Who's their starting tight end? I guess Higbee's still injured.
Yeah, just
Colby Parkinson's the guy. I didn't know he was there. That's why I guess I'm tripping.
That's why you have me.
That's why I got you.
I'm the nerd of the show.
Hey,
but also, like I said, I've seen a couple of analysts really like, oh wait, he actually was taken. Demarcus Robinson was taken the 12th round. All right, well his ADP is like 185-ish, and he went the 12th round. So obviously somebody way overdrafted him. I missed that part.
That's okay.
But I have 0 shares of him, but I don't mind it. He had a couple weeks consecutively starting next to either Puka or Cooper Kupp, and he was, wide receiver 3 for the week.
Yeah. This is going to be such a weird correlated draft because of the fact that we just don't have – we didn't get Kincaid to fall to us, and then we didn't go, Coleman, of course.
Now, I mean, obviously we went Khalil Shakir. Don't love him, but he fell 2 rounds. I think his ADP. Yeah, that's what I was about to bring up is a late round guy that you were saying that he can just as well do that. I mean, last year he couldn't displace Darnell Mooney, who had less than 400 yards. So don't have much faith in it, but we're taking flyers at the end, guys.
Yeah.
So don't mind it, especially if you're just trying to find pieces to fit with. Obviously not us because we're not going through tight ends, but Dawson Knox. If you just wanted a silly, on occasion, he might have 3 catches and 2 touchdowns a game. Like those kinds of just narratives. There's a lot of my hands right now. Yeah,
it looks like all of them tight ends went really early.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Isaiah Likely's what, 180, 190?
He's usually going in about the 15th round, I think.
And then Hunter Henry's back there also. Mm-hmm. So this is a little earlier than I expected for some of these guys.
Which is a good thing. We don't got to worry about it.
Yep, we did it early. Wandale Robinson, Jalen Polk. Jermaine Burton's a guy we really like. He obviously went right after our pick.
And obviously, Tyler Boyd's gone. Obviously, Joe Mixon's still gone. But Tyler Boyd in the Joe Burrow era of being a Bengal never was below wide receiver 46 overall. And that was next to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. So either Jermaine Burton is going to step right into that. He's going as wide receiver 80. So even if you take that back a step and say like wide receiver 60, you're returning value. And if T. Higgins and or Jamar Chase are banged up, each of them have missed some time over the last 2 years. Those are weeks that, you can have some winning upside. And so he's one of our higher prioritized rookie receivers in this range. We'll get started a little bit.
Yeah. Behind Jalen Polk and Ben Sinnott. And I guess. So now we actually added a rookie. So we have 6 rookies now on our team out of our 14.
Yeah, that was one of them. And we're probably going to go at least another.
Yeah, let's go see. Roman Wilson, Antonio Gibson. I mean, handcuffed guys, Bucky Irving. Dang, he's moved up.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so up next. I mean, go running
Actually,
back.
a little torn where to go.
Johnny Smith went. Would you rather have the passing back in New England or the perfect handcuff?
Let's go with perfect handcuff.
More rookies.
We're kind of light on the rookie train on this draft. So my thing is just Ramondre. He got an unexpected, big extension.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not a fully guaranteed, but 4-year deal, $9 million a year is a pretty big investment, at least over the next 2 years. So that kind of makes me think that they're really, fine with him being the true RB1 in that offense.
Would you
So
rather
it makes
go
me bring
somewhere
down,
else?
yeah.
You don't want to go there? Where do you want to go? Where do you go?
No, wait, never.
It's gone.
It's fine.
I mean, we needed running backs, but random speed. We're 6-6, so I mean, we already have. We only need one receiver left, and like I said, Antonio Gibson should be the passing down back there. So James White roll. James White won people money in fantasy before.
The thing is, he just can't hold on to the ball.
We're gonna just hope he can.
And Ramondre is actually decent, really solid pass catcher.
Is.
So I just don't know if it's that or if it's more like a Zach Charbonnet where you get 20% of the snaps.
Right. It's with the new regime there too. Like with Belichick, he knew he wanted to have a receiving back. Like that was his plan. He wanted someone that would run the ball and one would catch the ball. That's why Zeke had so many targets. It was ridiculous. You know what I mean? And even though he wasn't a pass catcher. Oh, Kadarius Toney. Awesome.
I mean, did you see he stacked McCole Hardman as well?
Oh, I guess we're just going with all of them.
Yeah. Was that the team that took Mahomes?
I hope so. Let's see. No.
Oh, well, then that's just silly.
He did not take Mahomes.
But the team that
I love writing off teams.
The team next, or 2 picks from us that went like robust. How's their team turned?
Chig.
Because they obviously punted the hell out of tight end.
Tua, Purdy, Cortland Sutton, Rome, Keenan, and they didn't do it correctly to me.
No,
they didn't get they needed to get a top tight end and a top quarterback to get that value at that position, and they obviously did not do that.
Braylon Allen going into the 16th.
It's a guy we could have gone with, I guess, but that seems so early.
Yeah, I would have preferred like a Khalil Herbert or Roshan over him.
Yeah, I'm on Roshan right now because if Khalil Herbert is gone, he's the guy. Yeah, chat, where are you at? There he is. There's one. I love that. Jumping in right as we say it. Nick Steiger. Nick. Any questions, guys? Anything, y'all? So I guess with this whole thing, the late round flyers are something that we really look into because if you can catch a guy in the 20th, 19th round that, really produces, that's always super helpful. Thank you, Steiger. I appreciate that. Nick, that one, God, what a guy. I'm just going to disregard. Oh, dang. But if you can catch a guy in the 19th, 20th round that, has upside and that can get you some points, Puka Nacua. You get why am I blanking? Who we talked about earlier that plays for the Texans. Tank Dell. Tank Dell, he was an 18th rounder. Finding guys, diamonds in the rough down here is kind of the trick.
Speaking of Texans, that was one of the guys that I was thinking about. Audric goes 17th. Okay. It's kind of where he should be, guys, but
yeah,
just aren't on him. But yeah, Dameon Pierce is somebody that I thought about. As a top 20 RB in his rookie year, and then just I don't know what happened last year. It was a questionable thing, but that's the upside you have if Joe Mixon goes down. And then this could be a good range to maybe go our last receiver if you wanted, or we can try to reach on a running back.
I was thinking Tyler Boyd might be an option.
Okay. Haven't taken a ton of him. CEH is another running back that I was hoping would fall to us in the 19th or 20th. Obviously, we're Jalen Tolbert. another guy. If you want a Jalen Brooks, somebody's going to get the snaps in the two receiver sets outside of Brandon Cooks. So,
Right. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and do it. And then we'll go ahead and hope that we can get one of those guys. Yeah, CH is the backup, guys. So, like, direct backup.
Yeah, and Jared McKinnon's gone. Did not re-sign. So, essentially, it's him and a rugby player as their running backs.
Yeah. So he's going to get the backup touches. He'll probably get 30% of the touches. If he's the guy that scores that week, he might sneak into your lineup.
Yeah, I think what was it? One of the two games that Pacheco missed. The first game, I think he busted as a running back that week because we were high on him as a like he was minimum priced. But then the next week, his price kind of rose and nobody wanted him, and then he goes for like 6 catches, 50 yards, and a touchdown.
Right.
And then has a long run as well. So he salvaged with like 17 or 20 points that week, which I had him a bunch in the 20th round. And that one week, I was very happy. So those are the kind of things you think about late in this draft.
We got some argument in the chat. We got the argument between the Vikings and the Cowboys right now.
I'm on Nick's side.
Yeah. I'd rather be trash than mid. Yeah, I completely agree. Hey, the Raiders have been down there for a long time, man.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we're kind of mid, unfortunately. You know, we're kind of getting back to mid. We need a better quarterback, and then hopefully we can take a little bit of step up.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think eventually you're going to need to land a really solid young receiver because I don't anticipate Devontae being around much longer.
fair.
And Kobe Myers, very solid as a 2. I think we know what he is at this point, and you just kind of need more youth. But you got Brian Bowers, so
I was about to say we did try to get playmakers.
No, yeah, you did. No reason.
We reached out for 2 back-to-back years tight ends, baby. We love getting after it in the run game too. So that doesn't hurt when you got 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
That team just went 5 straight wide receivers.
Yeah, and they're kind of random. I don't know if he invested in Kirk Cousins or Deshaun, but obviously we saw Tua was with the other team.
Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I mean at the end of these drafts, like the ones you want to be taking dart throws on are ones that just correlate with your team. He's got 10 receivers
and 5 running backs. So and his first running back was the 4th round. Like that's a really gross team.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. It'll be in the top half of the.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams with 3 quarterbacks. Not the 2 quarterback build in this one. It pushes everybody else down to us, I guess. Who's this?
You know.
Come on, nerd.
He's that one guy.
Come on, nerd.
He went to that one college, and
yeah.
He's playing that one position.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Maybe he's a quarterback. Maybe he plays quarterback, and that's why
he's the new Taysom Hill.
Yeah,
is that what that
maybe
is?
That's what that is. Never heard of him. He's got to be the backup, right? He couldn't be the 3rd, or maybe the guy knows him. You know,
maybe he's a Broncos fan, insider. He's Bishop Albright.
I mean, he did pick Bo Nix and then Cole.
So Adam Trotman, Lucas Kroll, Greg Dulcich. But I just can't expect Greg is just going to fall that far that fast. Obviously, Adam Trotman comes from New Orleans, but he's so
we're up next. Why don't we get the stack?
Where are we looking? I don't.
But it's a stack, and it would be the backup. I know it's gross, but we're down here. You know, I'm not against going Dawson Knox down here. That's an option. This is it.
And Tolbert's still there. Somebody that I was wanting.
Yeah, we can go Tolbert. I like that.
And
that's our final receiver.
Madison is gone.
Yes.
This is rough. Because we need to go running back at this point.
Yeah, and it's.
So filter that.
Free agent.
What's your vibes?
So much?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's go with Gurindo. One more rookie.
Why not?
For good Good measure.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have enough.
Oh, Kansas City's, yeah, that's that rookie rugby
this
player.
the rugby player right here.
Reese Zammit.
Yep, we'll see.
All right, so
They can turn players like that into
I guess so.
athletes. But yeah, so that was the draft. Let's go check it out.
It's a little weird one.
Yeah, it was hard to correlate, especially when you go a guy like Garrett Wilson first. I mean, you don't really go
Have zero there.
exactly, so that makes it hard. But so Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., our start of our zero RB, Josh Allen, DK Metcalf, and also has huge upside rushing the ball. DK Metcalf, Alvin Kamara is a guy that we actually have a lot higher on our board here. We get the 6th tight end, who was ranked higher on our board again. Xavier Worthy, Brian Thomas, pair of rookies. Shoot, we got more rookies coming. Brock Bowers, a guy we can't get enough of. Trey Benson, who we think could challenge James Clear for the stack. Nick Chubb for the safety if he does play. Kamani Vidal, one of our favorites, obviously, that we just can't get enough of. Matt Stafford, because we needed a backup quarterback. Bucky Irving, good handcuff to Rashad White. And Tyler Boyd, who's going to be the number 3, I guess, in Tennessee. Damian Pierce and Jalen Tolbert, and then Isaac Garendo. So that was draft number 1. Let's go to
it's a solid B-, but yeah, we'll follow up with another one. Do one more.
I'd like to not get 12.
Yeah,
that'd be great. We've gotten 12 so much, and I don't know what it is about 12.
Yeah. Is that $3? If anybody wants to join, feel free to.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Don't snipe us.
We'll wait a second to let everybody join.
We're being all nice, but yeah, we got 13 of you in the
live chat
right now. We appreciate it. Only 8 likes. Please like if you haven't already. Subscribe also if you haven't already. I saw 2 left, so I guess they really didn't want to subscribe. It's okay. We're not for everybody, but we're building a community. It's really fun. We appreciate everybody that's hung out with us so far. Let's do one more draft for the night, and we'll get out of here.
Loading it in, guys. So if y'all are coming, come on. Oh, 2 more left. Get back here. So yeah, there's 10 in this one already. So hopefully, if anybody jumps in with us, that'd be cool, and we're excited to draft with y'all. Here we go.
All right. Oh, so we're on the other end. So
we're 3. Okay, so
that'll be a unique one.
Yeah.
Basically, we get any of our pick between CD, Tyreek, and Chase, or whoever's on the board. Probably. No spoilers, but spoilers.
Yeah, let's see if is anybody in here with us? Y'all let us know in the chat. Tell us if y'all made it in with us, and if y'all
see Nick Lovin. I don't see else.
I see a new one. I see Nicholas.
What's going on, Nikki?
Do you know who Lucas Kroll is, Steiger? Where did you wait? He went to Pitt? Okay, yeah, you knew that. Had to look that up. It's always easy being in the chat.
Yeah, it's okay. We out here though. Yeah, so I'd expect this to be, 95% of the time it's CMC then CD. And then we just kind of get our pick between Tyreek and Chase right now. Who would, if it was that scenario, who would you be favoring right now?
Chase.
Yeah, same.
Okay. I will say though, we're not picking CMC at 1. But if CMC falls to 3, I think that's at a point where you start doing it. So
I just haven't seen it.
So. Yeah, exactly. And watch, there he goes right now. He hasn't done it yet. Let's see. Come on. Oh, he's gonna make us wait.
I don't think it started yet. I think there's about 20 seconds.
Oh, okay. I thought it had. Okay. My bad.
Yeah, Steve, you were correct in terms of CD being a lock 1. At this point, that's really the only direction I've gone. If I've gotten the first pick, I've gotten 2 shares out of like 85 drafts of CMC, and it's because he fell to either 2 or 3 when I was there. So, and I think both of those are on Underdog, where it's more favored towards running backs anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, there's nothing wrong if you want to go CMC. It's just much harder to build teams. He's our #1 overall player.
Wow.
And we
Wow.
get
Wow.
Mr. CeeDee Lamb.
We're just going to put that in right there.
That's fine with me.
Because we want him at 1. So that's a discount in our book. Cool. How about that? I will not take Bowers over CeeDee, if you didn't notice.
Hey, we can do both, though. I'm not against that.
I do love when we get a bunch of Cowboys and we get a bunch of Raiders. I'm always okay with that. Wow.
Yeah, we had a whole draft where we did a triple stack of Dallas, and then I think we went double.
Yeah, double Raiders. We didn't even. Did we get the quarterback? Did we get Gardner? I mean,
we had fun with that one.
Yeah, that's one is on our page. So if you want to go watch it, it's the one with all the Cowboys and all the Raiders on it. You'll see it. I promise. Yeah, that one was fun.
Other than Tyree going at 2, haven't really seen a ton of that. Pretty standard start. Again, unless somebody's trolling or just sabotaging the draft, the first 12 are always, or I would say rather first 10 are always in the first round.
Right.
And then occasionally you'll see a Drake London or a Saquon jump into the first round for some reason, but very rarely.
Little bad boy draft, yeah. On one side, not on the other. No, I mean, even Antonio Pierce has things going on with him right now. I mean, the Raiders just can't get away from it. Garrett Wilson goes at 11, so I'm guessing Jameer and Marvin Harrison, or they'll probably go something crazy like Saquon and Drake London or super reach. Okay, typical.
Standard.
Oh,
Etienne. There we go. So he goes double running back, and he goes Etienne over both Saquon and JT.
And then all the receivers. There goes Nico. That's early too, I think, on him. He's probably at 17.
Something with Etienne is like he's a very polarizing guy to me, just because he's so much higher in best ball drafts than he is in redraft right now. He's like a 4th round pick in ESPN Sleeper Yahoo.
Right.
And he's going mostly at the end of the 2nd round in these drafts. And to me, it's just he's way too volatile, and there's too many mouths in that offense to him being a hero running back. So I probably prefer him as like a robust or a double hero situation if you wanted to go like CMC and him to start and then figure it out or something of that nature. I'm not opposed to, but it's just hard to just trust him as a sole running back and just punt it until like the 7th, 8th round.
Right. If you go double with him and CMC, then you can kind of get after the wide receivers. So,
I mean, we saw one guy follow us already, so we'll see if one of these two. Kyron goes a little early. We really like Kyron, but he kind of fell a little bit into the mid-3rd because he was dealing with something. So 2 double running backs to start. That's probably my favorite way to do a double to start.
These 2 right here, Bijan, yeah, for sure, absolutely.
I've seen that a couple times.
All the running backs off the board right there. Then Devontae. Okay, so those are kind of the guys we were kind of thinking about. I think Jalen Waddle,
uncomfortable.
Derrick Henry, Ayuk. They don't like it. What do you want to do?
So
you get to choose this one.
Let's say Mike Evans.
I
actually don't have enough or as much as I thought I would at this point. Obviously, it's not like he's cheap or a value at this point, but he's safe. He's had 13 touchdowns in 3 of the last 4 seasons, 1,000 yards every season. From a points per game perspective, he should still remain very, very high up there.
Jalen Waddle. Wow.
Yeah, I definitely would have gone
Jalen Waddle.
He's probably still going to be able to get him.
I don't know. We'll see. I definitely thought that was Waddle. Because this guy already has a running back. I would have gone Waddle. Thought I could have got Derrick Henry.
There's actually a ton. What is that? 9
Uh-oh.
running backs.
You get that.
Yep.
Yeah. Got to get the battery, everybody. We thought it would survive. We were wrong. Travis Kelce goes at the turn. Oh, we're up. So I get this pick. Cool. Jalen Waddle's still on the board. We're getting to a point where that might be okay. Cooper Kupp, Brandon Ayuk. It's still a little uncomfortable. I think Waddle, though, is the guy for now. I don't know, man. Ayuk or Waddle?
Sure.
Because I don't have any of them, so why not?
I don't have any Waddle either.
I have one Waddle. One Waddle.
Waddle my ass back to the camera.
H-N will be a hero. Okay. Thanks, Dustin. Waddle did drop. DK went before him even, so there you go.
And by drop, it's like that's kind of where he's been going is mid-third, and he's risen into the second round in the last week or so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, different strokes, different folks. I mean, that really puzzling why the second pick didn't go with Waddle.
Yeah, especially, getting Tyreek Hill and then still having an opportunity after skipping on him.
That probably correlates with why he's risen is because whoever gets Tyreek at 2 through 4 has been the one to take him.
Mm-hmm. And then you get the Travis Etienne love. He gets reached on, and he's, goes in the first pick of the third round at the 25th pick. So.
And so another fun thing, again, if you're really close to the end of either side, something you want to look at is the teams in between your two picks. Both of the guys in between us have already taken him tight end. So guys that we love, we could probably wait till the second pick. If we want to go Dalton Kincaid or something of the nature, Mark Andrews again,
McBride,
or if we wanted the tier of the Kyle Pitts, Evan Ingram, George Kittle, could wait until the 7th round for those three.
Mm-hmm. So just thinking about quarterbacks right now, you got Dak, Baker, and you got Purdy. So we're going to be at them 80s is where Dak is, I think. Is he in the 70s now?
He's in the 70s on DraftKings.
Okay, so he's in the 70s now. So Dak in the 70s, Purdy's 109 or...
He's in the 90s now.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're moving on. And then I believe Baker's 140 something. So just got to make sure you're ahead of those things. So both of the teams that got 2 running backs went receiver.
He auto draft. Oh, well. I mean, at least
he knows
he
what
did
he's
an
doing,
intentional, robust.
Oh man, here we go.
We'll see. Maybe Stroud can follow him, but he's going to try the Houston double.
Where's the last Houston
Where's
player?
Diggs?
He is not there.
Is he still there?
Oh, he's not gonna be there. Just
no, I know, but I'm
those
surprised. Again, we're talking about the Tank Dell love. Like we have Stephon Diggs still falling in the 4th round.
Tank Dell goes before him.
Dalton Kincaid. So
there's
there's a lot of I guess correlation so far.
Yeah, good game theory here, guys. I like that a lot.
I like this draft lobby. Always up for a challenge.
Well, I actually like our team, but we did get, we didn't get necessarily our favorite receivers, but we have upside.
Mm-hmm.
That's always something that's good. I expect this to be where it goes. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's go check out the board. We're in a couple of picks. T. Higgins. Ooh. We're in 3 picks. You go running back.
Yeah, I would say a good idea would be going
and then going
like James Cook, and then either going quarterback or tight end with
James Cook over Josh.
I've had a ton of Josh already, and he's starting to fall. So I think we'll be able to get him later in like the end of the 5th. And
we're not going to get him after this pick.
No, I understand.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying like that's where he's going, and James Cook is kind of rising, and we actually have him much higher, and I haven't really had any of him. He'll be in one of our videos that we'll be talking about like guys that we've gotten a ton of at their ADP, guys that we hate at their ADP, guys that we haven't gotten enough of.
Right.
He'll be involved in one of those videos. First and foremost, I probably told which one. But again, we probably could have waited because actually, Josh Jacobs just went. So
yeah,
they both went 2 running backs early. First pick has no receivers.
Yeah, I did.
And again,
that is not what I expected. Okay. So guys, I'm gonna write that team off right now. That is insane. It's just crazy. Such a waste. I don't know what they're gonna do. Are they gonna go quarterback?
No, they'll go tight end. Why not?
Because that would because they skipped the tight end that we were thinking.
Yeah.
Like, Joe. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, no quarterbacks and no receivers through 5 rounds.
And that guy gets C.J. Stroud and messes up the correlation for
Messes
everybody
up
else.
and
We love that though.
Hurts fell to the
so
5th.
McBride,
sure. Let's click on.
like I just, or do you want to go Mark Andrews because we actually have Meyer?
Nah, we just went Andrews.
I don't have very much McBride, so
Yeah,
because of the
let's go
guys that
ahead.
are around him.
There's a couple of guys that we actually have him as tight end 1.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. He's at the start of, or one of the starts of our second tier of tight ends. We really like him, really safe.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of opportunity for volume. And him falling to the 5th, again, of the first 7, whoever can fall to you in the 5th, 6th round, that is an ideal way to attack the position.
All I'm saying is I don't know that the 2 next to us on the left know what they're doing, and then the 2 to the right of us, they're gonna go running back. So we kind of have a pretty good game plan on what everybody else wants to do with this.
Basically, with our first pick, we could probably have the receiver of our choice.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of essentially every team has at least 3 receivers except for the one on each end and then the one right next to us. So
I wonder if this next team will go 5. That one went 4.
So again, when you're going 2 quarterbacks early, Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, it's fun. It's a waste of assets.
Yeah.
Absolute waste of assets. So it's fun to know that we've already struck off 3 teams in the first 5 picks as competition or competitors.
Slap. Yeah, we're gonna start looking for our quarterback
again,
too.
See Calvin Ridley starting to rise. His ADP is 60
That's
overall
ridiculous.
now. So
that's crazy to me.
Yeah, we might have to bring him down a little bit. We shot our receiver videos. It's coming in 2 parts because of how many receivers we had to cover. He's obviously in the first 60 receivers. We'll talk about him.
Yeah, they come
him
out
and the guy that he just picked will be on some lists that we don't like.
Yeah, he comes out tomorrow. Calvin Ridley does. I will say, DeAndre Hopkins. Why are we already saying that Calvin Ridley's the number 1? Mm-hmm. Just like they're not even close is my thing. Like,
I will say that there's only been 6 receivers in NFL history that have had 1,000 yards, each 32 or later.
Mm.
So it's not a positive trend towards him. But again, we're looking as a wide receiver 4. We're looking for points per game. And 7 weeks, half the season is what we need. And he's been pretty consistent.
Right. And then also with him, his style of play kind of makes it okay to me. Because he's not like we talked about, we'll talk about that on one of our videos, but he's not a long speed guy. He's more of a jump ball, use your body type of player. And they can last longer because that type of player lasts longer in the NFL than, the long speed, quick guys.
Right.
Speedsters. We're coming up, but
ever since I said I like this lobby, there's been just some weird stuff that's going on.
We like some of the lobby.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much every draft that you're going to see, you're going to find one dunce either that doesn't know what they're doing or they're intentionally sabotaging for a friend or something.
Right. Team 11, though, I don't think they did bad. I don't necessarily like their players, but how they picked
how they picked their team?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's stacked. They tried to get, obviously that was a plan B stack.
Yeah. They wanted Stroud, and he went to, obviously, a team that didn't need it. There goes Godwin. I was actually thinking about going Godwin so we get the Tampa Bay double.
Yeah.
That stinks, but that's okay. We're up here. DeAndre.
So speaking of them, yeah.
That's the guy I would go with. And
it would just be another quarterback that we just.
And then we'll go here.
I would X out
or here.
No, if we want Dak, we got to take Dak because yeah.
Okay, then let me switch it. Because I'd rather go Dak. Are you sure that we have to?
Well, I'm saying with these 2 picks. I'm not saying it's okay.
Well, yeah. So my question more so was, do you think we needed to take him first?
No, I don't think we needed to do that, but I don't think that.
They went Dave Montgomery.
Again, logic would think if each team has taken 2 to 3 running backs this far, that one running back would fall to us, but
we're not going to get that opportunity. Looks like someone is sabotaging on this end of the draft. I don't know who they're sabotaging for, but they're sabotaging
us. It's not
us.
for pick 2. I know that much.
Mm-mm. What are you going to do? Do something crazy.
It's going to auto draft.
Can't go on. Got a receiver. by accident.
No, I definitely screwed that up. We should have gone receiver first, but
That's what I was wondering, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. We'll get him on that.
I X'd them out so much in my mind that I was like, we have back-to-back picks. We can do anything. The world's our oyster. And
it kind of is.
We'll see what happens.
Because they really like he's going to auto draft again. So that's interesting. George Kittle.
All right.
Auto drafted George Kittle.
Well, half of these teams already still don't have a tight end.
Well, that
which is
worked
interesting.
out great.
No, that did. But again, if you're following along, what you should be doing is if teams 1 and 2 don't have a lot of receivers, go the receiver first, and then the quarterback second.
You would think that, but if I wanted to go running back, I would have waited, and then David Montgomery would have been gone. You know?
Well, yes, but I mean, logic isn't going to always work out 100%.
Right.
100. You're going to have guys that sabotage or don't know what they're doing. So, but normally when you have 2 running backs through 5 picks, you're not going to go running back again with that next set. So
no, for sure, completely agree. I just saying, like, you just don't know what's going to happen with this team, these 2 teams over here.
I don't know if our boy BB is going to fall to us because of all the teams. Let's count how many teams don't have tight ends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So,
yep.
So 6 teams don't have tight ends, and the best available right now, I think, is Jake Ferguson, and then it's Brock and Njoku.
I was gonna say though, Jake Ferg, double Dallas.
There's no chance that he falls to us with 6. But yeah, he's auto click, and we probably got to go the first pick because first team loves their tight ends. Njoku actually goes before him.
Let's go see the tight ends. Where are we at with him? He's actually a few picks down. I don't think we get him.
There's 6 teams that need tight ends, and there's a huge drop off after the next 2. I don't expect either one to fall, and if they do, we're gonna click them before the clock even starts. Really.
The sad thing is I have to do it first. I can't do it on the way around.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But normally, again, if a team's got 3 tight ends through 7 rounds, you would think that you won't need to go tight end with your first pick.
Exactly. I literally, my head is crazy. So I went to, I was like, we should get Kyler. And I was like, because we got DeAndre Hopkins and Trey McBride.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. Don't listen to me. I was like, there's the double stack. I don't think they ever played together, really. Did they?
Who?
Trey McBride and DeAndre Hopkins?
No. Well, I don't know how much he played in his rookie season because Trey was a sophomore last year.
Zach Ertz was the one that played his rookie season for the most part.
Like, I know, but I don't know how much field time because Zach Ertz tore his ACL, I think, at the very end of the season.
Yes.
So, I thought let me pull up his game.
Very little. Jake Ferg gone.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to fall, but that would have been cool. Be a lot cooler if you did.
This side knows what they're doing. Over here, it's more predictable, and then we get a little bit crazier.
It's a chaos right next to us. That always seems to happen.
Yeah.
Chaos finds us somewhere.
Steiger, did you go on your run? Nick thinks Steiger needs to run. Oh my God, that's crazy. Oh, it's a stack, but still, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
Raheem.
It is.
Come on. This team has a lot of. Okay, so they went 2 running backs and then 5 straight receivers. So, and going for Caleb Williams. They're trying to think if they should go now. They went Brock Bowers.
So really, Trey McBride's first year, he was basically a no thing. He had 3 catches his first nine weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and then he had 1 target, and then he really started to. He really only had 1 relevant fantasy game.
I got you.
But yeah, they cross paths for a small time.
So we're 94. We're up next. Xavier Worthy's still on the board, which I think is a little bit surprising. Looking for running back. Who just got picked? Devin Singletary. Okay.
Assuming Najee's gone.
He is. What do you think about getting Xavier Worthy?
Yeah, let's go with the Xavier Worthy.
And then we'll see what happens on the way back around.
Maybe if either Kyler or Purdy both would correlate with us, could just knock out quarterback and be done with it.
I wanted to knock out tight end, but it looks like we're gonna have to work for it.
Yeah, I mean that's just kind of what I expected after through 6 rounds, 9 tight ends were off, and half of the teams didn't have one. So.
This team here, I think they're gonna go for the Caleb Williams stack. They went Bowers because they were taking a long time, so I think that they were debating between the two.
Which he's kind of fallen a tad bit recently
because it's an auto picker.
Yeah,
so I wait the whole 30.
Which I hate because if you left and you go 2 straight picks, you're just on auto pick the rest of the time. But his draft is open, so he's staring at his phone and just not picking.
He's just maybe he's watching the draft. Are you watching?
Yeah,
the draft?
Are you?
Can you message if you are, so we can figure out what you're doing. Brian Thomas. Okay, so yeah, we're up next. Jared Goff. Okay, so we could go Purdy and knock it out. As somebody I'm okay with going. I really don't have any Purdy because I don't have any of the San Francisco team.
Yeah. You got 5 receivers already, right? So.
Yes.
5 different bye weeks. Yeah, well, let's go Purdy.
I don't want Jameson Williams. Let's at least do that much.
Well, I was thinking if we were going to go receiver, Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
Or with Eckler, Pollard, and Warren are all uncomfortable RB2s for sure. But obviously, this draft as well, we're gonna have to go really, really heavy on the back end and invest in our favorite 7 to 8 rookies.
Keep getting all of them. I mean, after we keep talking about, after a certain point in the draft, you kind of go with the same players. That's who it will build your ownership because you have more confidence in them more than other players. I know that there's some people out there that do best ball drafts and basically just pick best available. They correlate as they go. So what they'll do is they'll just go best available until they need to grab a receiver that's a couple places down and correlate them with the quarterback they went. But it's just, I don't know. It's a weird strategy when.
I mean, if you have all the money in the world to blow, just get a share of everybody. That's Fantasy Flock, our guy that's in Austin. That one day, hopefully, we can do a video and collab with. He pretty much just does not auto drafts, but whoever's at the top of the position that he's targeting is who he goes with. He's won 150K and done a ton of other successful drafts, and with that strategy, cool. But we don't have 5K to blow on drafts.
Right. If we were just picking, if we just went to the 150 max and made 150 lineups. It wouldn't be the worst thing ever to get a little bit of everybody. You still have your guys when you get to the 15th round and on.
But those that do 150, max, they just max out every draft contest. They pretty much their highest owned players are 25%.
Right. Whereas
we're gonna have a couple guys in the 40s, maybe even 50s, depending on and these are later round guys that we're just taking stands on. But I said the other day, JSN is my most exposed receiver at 50%, and it's mainly because his ADP not rising, and he's going in the 9th round every time. So I don't know what to say. I just want to click on him. But if you go to underdog, he's about 25% because he's going 2 rounds earlier. He's a PPR receiver that doesn't correlate as well,
right?
And so I don't need to just click him auto every time as a wide receiver 4 because I've got so much of him in a platform that he's more suited for.
This guy's pretty mad. Caleb Williams went 2 picks before him, so he didn't get Caleb Williams to correlate with Keenan Allen. And no. All right, so we're up next. We've got 1 running back, so let's
run forward. Yeah. And then my other idea is.
Dang, I thought he would be there.
Don't even point him out.
I thought the guy that would be between here and here. He's at 116, Brian Robinson.
Yeah.
Jerome Ford.
Yeah, Jerome Ford here. And then I know it's a little bit of a reach, but it correlates a little bit because we went with the Dallas stack. Where is here? Might be going.
He's down here.
I'm talking about Zeke.
Oh.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone.
Interesting. We'll have to go back to the board because usually he's going
Chase Brown's a guy
in the 11th, 12th round. It's the start of the 11th.
Yeah.
Chase Brown, yeah.
He's a guy I like to get. Let's see what everyone else is doing. He's still just auto drafting and selection.
What is he doing?
One pick before us.
Oh, well, that's why. But like I said, it was a little bit of a reach. But yeah, I guess that's the curse because 2 picks before the 2 teams before that pick we just made basically went the same exact strategy as us, and we're just on the back end of it every time.
Yeah, so
because they both went 3 running back to the last 4.
Yeah, they went 5 receivers in the first. Let's see, 5 in the first.
So
6.
the team next to us actually their RB1 is Ramondre Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
So they truly went through. And then the other team,
they're gonna be mad at us then because we're going
pretty much 0 as well.
Running backs, baby. So Chase Brown's the guy. I think.
Yeah, Chase Brown probably is the best.
But I do have a bye week by 12.
That's fine. I can figure it out.
Well, yeah, but just gotta be cautious when you do this stuff, guys, because we've been in by hell before. Weeks 12 and week 14 are.
But again,
rough.
when you're in situations where you have to really hammer a position, you're gonna be spread out by default.
Right.
So we're gonna have to again go 8 running backs.
Maybe 9.
Yeah. I mean, feel really good about our receiving core
and our tight end and our
tight end core, obviously. Well,
we didn't, unfortunately, but and our quarterbacks, they're done.
Quarterback's fine.
We'll just need hammer running back.
One more tight end. If we already had 3 running backs, I probably would have opted for that position. But we might have to go with 3 tight end build actually, because look, like Freiermuth and Komet just won the 11th.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz.
Really, the last one is Luke Musgrave, and again, a lot of that has to do with just the first pick going 3 tight ends with the first 6 picks for no reason.
Right.
There goes Luke.
Well, there goes all the tight ends.
Yeah, it made everybody jump around just because of desperation.
Yeah, they saw it happen and they had to go find somebody. Mike Williams, Justin Herbert. Okay, they went Palmer Herbert. I like that stack. I think that's a pretty solid stack to get in the 10th, 11th round.
We're not getting a ton of Lad McConkey just because he's going in the 6th round.
That's crazy.
But I mean, Quentin Johnston is very reasonably priced.
140.
So is Palmer. So is Kamani Vidal
right.
and or Gus Edwards. Some people like J.K. Dobbins. Sure, he's going later too. But basically, you have a really solid offense that everybody's going after the 10th.
Taysom Hill went.
For the most part.
That guy had 0 tight ends.
Yeah.
He just went 2 tight ends. That's why I didn't realize. The guy on the end has 0 tight ends also. The freaking first guy wouldn't go 3 tight ends so early. It would be okay.
That really screwed a lot of things up for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. But y'all just keep going tight end, and we'll just keep trying to find some running backs to get. Unfortunately, the Brock Bowers didn't follow us, and we couldn't do that thing.
Really close.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't believe Goddard went before him.
So I know what I want to do with my second pick. But the first pick, I'm not sure. Let's go to the board and see who's available. We're up in basically 2 picks. So Brandon Cooks would be another correlated play.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Rico Dowdle, he's the receiver.
Rico Dowdle. Don't mind Jerry Jeudy as a wide receiver 6.
But I'd expect the guy right before us to take one. Baker Mayfield. Okay. So we could
Ty Chandler, Quinn Johnston. Marshawn Lloyd's still there. Actually,
what do you want to do?
If you like Lloyd, I'm fine with going Lloyd because you know who I want to go with the next pick. And because we're going to have to if we want him in this draft. And I'm fine with that because he's way past ADP for our personal rankings.
Yeah. We have at 125.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're just going to hammer the running backs. This guy's not going to be happy with us, like I said. But that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. He stole our Zeke.
Yeah.
We'll take his running back.
What else did he get? Oh, he went. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, he was the one that went
crazy.
From Andre.
Devin Singletary is as early as he went. Got some receivers. He actually picked those. Just saying. He actually did.
Yeah. So. Apparently that was his best picks of the night based on his movement.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So yeah,
we're gonna go with
160.
Old Faithful. Come on, Vidal.
I know. Running backs galore. And then
We got
Jermaine.
now we're at 5 running backs, four different bye weeks. Again, it just kind of helps spread it out over time if you're just going to heavily target.
He's finally on auto. That's what happened.
Okay.
Kate Otten. This guy went away from the running backs. Gonna have to write him off pretty soon if he stops going running backs. Don't think he's gonna be able to survive.
Who's his receivers?
He has
Chase. He has a really solid core.
Yeah.
So when you go 0 RB and that's the receiving core that you have, don't go 5 receivers. Like just maybe go one more that's correlated, and then just hammer the rest.
Wait, what do you mean? You're saying go 6 total receivers for the whole draft, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah, that if you're gonna go 6 receivers, that's the kind of start that you need to have to be more than fine with that.
And then he didn't even go running back.
Yeah, I don't think he's gone receiver since, right? Or he went Cortland Sutton.
He should not take another receiver.
He shouldn't. Honestly, Cortland, we like where he's going, but it's by default. It's not because we believe in him having a breakout year or getting back to his Pro Bowl season. It's just because he's by default number 1 and he's going as a wide receiver 5. He shouldn't have gone there. There wasn't much reason. And then who could he have gotten instead of that?
Brian Thomas.
Yeah, he could have got
Josh Palmer, Curtis Samuel went. If he would have gone,
I mean, he could have got another run. It was an awkward range for sure, but
Jerome Ford though would make me a lot more comfortable if he had Jerome Ford, Zeke, Gus. Well, I wasn't even there, but then I would be more comfortable with this team. Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers, apparently we're in that range. I thought they went lower. I thought they were a little lower. Xavier Legette finally goes. He's falling. Why is he falling?
I mean,
what's happening?
Let me see if there's any news.
Yeah, is there news? Let's see.
He's kind of separated it a little bit from
hamstring. He's not participating in practice. He's expected 100%. Okay. I don't know. It's just questionable, but it's going to be on there until practice starts back up.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
Major.
Okay.
He just, I just think he's just an unpopular rookie, and he's on Carolina.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Jalen Polk is just rising and rising.
Yeah.
And he plays for.
We're going to go tight end.
Or Baker as well.
We're going to go tight end here.
Yeah.
Pretty soon.
I would be fine going both Senate and Likely, but both have week 14 buys.
All 3 of these guys.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of love for Noah Fant in like the end of the top 25. And it's just like we've been on that train before, drafting him as a tight end 3, and he's just not good.
Yeah, he kills me.
Quinn Johnson's
still on the board. I think that's an auto click. I don't remember what we had.
I don't think we've touched receiver since Xavier. So, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Perfect.
Get another piece of the Chargers offense. And then probably just insert whatever tight end you want.
Probably Senate. I don't think tight end's going to go, right, guys? I mean, y'all don't think that these guys are going to pick tight end, right? Oh, man. They went, okay.
He went Ben Senate, dude.
Dude, come on.
What is the reason? What is the reason?
Just sabotage. He's going to go Hunter Henry next. Oh, okay. So, which one do you rather have here? I picked Senate, so now I'm just sad.
So since it's a tight end 2, it's probably safer to go Henry.
Yeah, I agree. Likely is a guy that I like stacking with.
Yeah, or if we went like our tight end 2 was Luke Musgrave or somebody that we didn't, or Freiermuth, and you weren't really confident in it. But
yeah, Likely is always a good play when Mark Andrews is out, guys.
Yeah,
just hammer it.
Let me pull up his. It's
like 16 points per game, I think.
It's really high. That's true.
Hey guys, y'all get in the chat. Talk to us. Tell us if y'all like our draft, what y'all are doing. There we go. If y'all, who y'all like in the first round? Are you all passing on? Because we're passing on McCaffrey at 1. I'm going CD over him, and most of the time I'm passing on Tyreek Hill at 3 and going Jamar Chase over him. So yeah, get in the chat and tell us who y'all like up there.
Week 12 through 18. Let's see what you did.
Week 12 through 18.
That was after the ankle break for Mr. Mark Andrews.
Gotcha. He's still on board too.
And he scored most of those games, so I'm including week 18 just as another sample size. But yeah, he was tight end 5, 13.9 points a game without Mark Andrews, 5 touchdowns in 6 games. That's basically top 10 tight end upside when Andrews isn't in there. And because they didn't really do anything to the receiving core that's really spectacular, I can see a lot of 2 tight ends as well.
So
especially with Derrick Henry in the fold now.
That's fair. So this guy had no tight ends, and then he got 2 tight ends in Isaiah Likely and Jonah Smith. His first tight end is Isaiah Likely. That's going to be really hard to win weeks.
But you can't do that as much as we like him. He can't be your tight end 1 when he's not the tight end 1 on his own team.
Yeah. Jonah Smith, I mean, Mike Gesicki was the tight end, the most recent tight end I can think of in Miami and he never even would have 300 yards at times.
He just had an annoying touchdown streak. Let me pull up that here.
They just like scoring over there. They're just good at scoring, right?
And that was pre-Tyreek when he was a Dolphin.
Yeah.
Well, he had some solid years. 780 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then 703 and 6 touchdowns the year before that. So, serviceable streaming tight end.
Right.
But I think one of those years was when Ryan Fitzpatrick was quarterback. And we do love some Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, yeah. Fitzmagic is the guy. If you ever want to play fantasy, you want to get guys that he's throwing to, I swear. Him and Jameis, man, they make receivers look really good in fantasy. Oh, Tracy. Okay, so we're up next. Let's go check it out. Oh, McLaughlin's actually falling.
Yeah, I still don't want him.
Well, I think Braylon Allen's a guy that we can get some right here. What do you think?
I don't know what to think. Who's the best available tight ends? Okay, well, let's go back and figure out who we're going with. Braylon Allen? Okay, that's okay.
I started him. I mean, that's a guy we got.
He was just another week 12 bye. That's why I was a little hesitant.
Oh, I see. So
it's fine.
Marshall Miller, week 10. Come on, he's 5.
Basically, Chase Brown, James Cook, and Braylon.
Yeah.
But anyways,
we're up again. That was fun. I don't know that I want to go receiver here.
I was thinking either running back or tight end.
Tight end, it's a little farther down.
But again, they're being overdrafted right now. So
guy like is Gesicki.
Yeah, let's go with Gesicki.
Jatavian, one of those.
Another piece of Cincinnati's offense. Joe Burrow's actually had some really solid production from tight ends. Last year wasn't the case, but Hayden Hurst before first 2 seasons.
Right.
And then last year they tried Irv Smith Jr. and he just absolutely sucked. And then also Joe Burrow didn't play a ton.
Well, he also sucked in Minnesota.
But it was just I remember being like, if I couldn't get Jake Ferguson last year as tight end 3, he was a guy I would take some shares of because we saw the sample size of Hayden Hurst and CJ.
Right.
Getting 4 or 5 weeks where they could get 12, 15 points.
Well, anybody I feel like that plays in the Cincinnati offense can get some love as long as Joe Burrow's playing.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we keep talking about it, but Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins were all top 45 receivers. You got a wide receiver 1, a wide receiver 2, and a wide receiver 4, all on the same team.
And essentially 300 touches a game or a season from their longtime running back is no longer there, and they didn't replace him with the person with the track record of that.
Yeah, it feels like there's going to be a committee there. Did we get Chase Brown?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, cool. So we can even talk about our team. Our team is, better with Chase Brown because we think he could.
What can Brown do for you?
Get some serious playing time.
I think he had a double touchdown game week 17 last year, and that's championship in this style of fantasy league. And so if you drafted him in the 20th round, his rookie year, that was a RB2-esque performance. And that's what maybe helped you win a lot of money if you made it to the championship.
Yeah. So Tank Bigsby goes.
I would not take him unless you
only
bet
getting him
into
if we're second.
Yeah.
Tez Walker, a guy we liked coming out. Just he's gonna be the number 3 option and the lowest, most likely the lowest passing volume offenses. So
yeah, well,
I don't know. Who do you think's lower?
maybe the Chargers.
Maybe the Chargers. It'll be close. It'll definitely be close down there.
And then any insert rookie/back quarterback situation. I don't expect like Jaden Daniels or Anthony Richardson to have more than 25 attempts a game.
Yeah, that's fair. But Lamar kind of probably sits around, 22, 23?
Usually,
Yeah.
for the most part. Depends on if he's trailing, and he rarely is trailing.
Right.
It was actually Chase Brown's big week was week 18. He had 2 catches, 44 yards, 43 yards on 11 carries, and 2 touchdowns.
So if you played daily fantasy, you had a better day. And we'll get into some of that, obviously, when the season
But he also
starts.
had another game in week 13 where he had 3 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown.
Nice.
So
That'll do it.
it's good things. Good things.
We have some Jalen McMillan. He's the number 3. I believe he'll be the number 3 in Tampa Bay. Just a guy.
Really, Trey Palmer's his only competition. Mm-hmm. He didn't really. I remember a game and I think Godwin sat. And no, he didn't sit, but he was like banged up from his hamstring, and Palmer just shit the bed that week.
So
dropped a couple balls, and that was really his only opportunity.
Yeah.
Roshan.
Yeah, that's what I got on there. I think that is.
And then how many running backs would that make it? 7?
7.
Okay.
Which is.
If you wanted to go 8th, and you don't think Estime or CEH would fall to us, not opposed, or if you wanted Jalen Tolbert to correlate with Dak a little bit.
Wow. Okay. So he auto-drafted 2 running backs. That's cool. Love that. Yeah, I'd say Jalen Tolbert's really the guy, but that's crazy.
That's fine.
And Estime is still down here. We can
hope for Estime, and then as another possible correlation, CMC paint the narrative that he goes down with injury. Isaac Garindo. We also have Ayuk and Brock Purdy. So just getting pieces of high
good offenses is always the way to go, especially down here. That's why a guy like Chase Claypool, I keep talking about him. He might not pan out. He's a 20th round pick. I don't care if he doesn't pan out.
Yeah. You're not going to make it or miss it by your 20th round pick unless his name is Kyron Williams or Puka.
Right.
Or, situations like that, which you'll have on occasion.
But then, if Chase Claypool turns out to be the number 2 option in Buffalo, well, they have a really good quarterback. So you're not going to be mad about that is basically what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just like Cam always says, make narratives that make sense to these guys, So, if you look around here, you could Zay Jones. Zay Jones could possibly be the number 2 in Arizona. He's fighting with Michael Wilson, but he could be the number 2 receiver there. Let's see, Alexander Madison.
If you Zamir White. Alex Madison was basically what Zamir White is this year, is basically default walking into a RB1 workload, and he did not grasp opportunity. But we've seen games of him as the RB2 go for 30 points.
Right.
So it's not if Zamir White underwhelms, paint that picture.
The guy that just went, Jalen Hyatt.
Second round receiver.
Explosive. Who was that just went? Elijah Moore. Oh, I didn't know.
I'm actually shocked that Juju's still on the Patriots. I really thought he would have been cut.
He's still getting drafted too. Just saying.
Doesn't make any sense. He's their wide receiver 5.
Zach Ertz is in Washington. I don't know if you can make that one. That one's a stretch, but why not, right? Take Juwan Johnson. Juwan Jennings. He just got paid.
He
wasn't bad.
CMC, he could have been Super Bowl MVP had Sam Herron won because he had 2 touchdowns. And we've seen kind of games out of nowhere with him.
Yeah, 19. Oh, yeah, that was the Super Bowl. 19 points in the Super Bowl.
He threw. I forgot he threw
a touchdown. Yeah, 13.4. He can have those games, especially if say Brandon Ayuk is shipped out of town. It's a possibility. They're talking about it. I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but make
It's
that
doubtful,
narrative.
but I mean, say he does. Most of the time, he's going undrafted, so it's not like if you completely fade him and he goes off, he's going to hurt you.
Right.
He can only help you.
So we got
Rondell Moore is another guy that we told about. Kirk Cousins has always had certain games with like KJ Osborne, Brandon Powell, like no-name receivers having big games out of nowhere. And he's a former second-round pick that on occasion can catch a deep ball or can catch 6-7 catches for 30 yards.
Exactly. One guy that, I'm probably not making a narrative for, but has been picked a lot is Brendan Rice.
Yeah.
I have a hard time making that narrative. Low passing offense. And
I thought about this today. Is he like, what is a more like manufactured like situation on their outlook? Bronny James or
That's what I was gonna say.
Brendan Rice?
Bronny James.
Yeah.
Because I think like Brendan
But
Rice
there's actually
terrible.
I saw this thing where there's like a 30% positive return on the draft capital invested in a son of an NBA player. So essentially, if his dad was in the NBA and he was drafted, he actually was underdrafted compared to overdrafted. But again, that's a completely different situation with Bronny.
I just can't believe that the Lakers actually did it.
No, I knew that was going to happen.
No,
that was the easiest thing.
Because everybody kept talking about how there was a whole bunch of narratives about how they were like completely against it, just because of the fact that they didn't want to create a distraction, and they just made it worse.
I thought it was 10 times out of 10 times going to happen. And on top of that, Rich Paul is a very powerful agent that has a lot of players across the league. So he's the kind of guy that wreaks havoc if he's not happy.
I see. Well, Kate Stover actually kind of like that pick. Audric Estime. Stay right there. You stay right there.
You are the RB8 for our roster.
Let's see. Yeah, that's actually I actually really like how our team actually that was pretty good. Let's go check it out.
Let's go check the board out.
Well, we're gonna
get out of here.
Get this random auto draft and then we'll stay. We're gonna stay. Okay. CeeDee Lamb falls to us.
That's pretty cool.
Falls to us, 2 to 3, but that's great. Mike Evans and Brandon Ayuk were, harder little range is that second round at the end of the second round with those wide receivers. James Cook, a guy that we really like, we're not getting enough of. We want to get some of him for sure. This really weird range of tight ends that happened, so we went and got Trey McBride.
Good thing we did too.
Yeah.
If we were just like, let's get Evan Ingram in the next round. No, he went the very next pick.
Yep. And then Dak as our quarterback to correlate with CD. DeAndre Hopkins, resurgence, baby. Here it comes. And then Xavier Worthy, Brock Purdy with Ayuk. And then we went for 4 running backs, 3 young guys, and then Jerome Ford, who will most likely be the starter week 1.
Y'all can just trade off giving us 12 to 15 a game, and we'll be happy.
Yeah. And then Quentin Johnston, Hunter Henry, Braylon Allen, Mike Gesicki, Roshan. All these guys I can write a nice narrative for, Jalen Tolbert could end up being the number 2 in Dallas, depending on what happens. Right now it's Brandon Cooks, but it just feels like there's a new guy coming sooner or later, and that could be the guy. And then Audric Estime is one of our favorites. Young running backs.
So. I mean, overall, it's a pretty strong team. I mean, would love a better tight end too, but you saw somebody sabotaging the draft with the first pick and taking 3 in the first 7, and that made everybody just overdraft tight ends. So, but we drafted one of the tier 1, or not tier 1, but top 5. So we're not going to need them as much as we think. If we waited and was like, we're going to go Bowers and somebody, then that might not have been as strong. A little bit more risk, but I mean, pretty solid 2 drafts that we went and did tonight. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for always hanging out with us, growing this community like you have. Can't thank you enough. We'll be doing live streams every single week, not weeknight, every week in the middle of the week sometime, whether it be a Wednesday, a Thursday, sometimes a Tuesday, who knows, but knock out a couple of these drafts, talk to you guys, hang out a little bit. And I'm assuming we'll get more traction and traffic once we get closer to August, because we're 70 days away from the season. It's creeping up, man.
Wow. So only 10 weeks to go, and so 2.5 months. But we appreciate y'all. Like Cam said, this is always fun for us. We're gonna do this anyways, so why not do it with y'all? That's the thing. We're gonna going to best ball draft. Cam does it. What? How many best ball drafts do you think you got? Hundreds.
Well, I almost said 100.
Almost said 100. Okay,
Yeah,
so
Nick asked me that. I told him to guess my total drafts on both platforms. He's like, about 45. I was like, it's more like 95. But
on both platforms. Okay, so yeah, exactly. So about 100 drafts. So we do this anyways. So we really appreciate doing it with y'all and hanging out with y'all, especially when y'all have questions and have comments to talk about. But yeah, and see y'all next time.
Keep a lookout for the rankings videos. We just released all of them. Receivers will be coming out soon. We're going to be shooting a ton on Saturday of some strategy, all that stuff. We'll do an intro to best ball for those that have never done it before, and you can always have that. It's going to be a really cool collaborative video that we'll be putting together. It'll help you throughout the process if you're new to best ball, and then we'll do some redraft stuff and maybe some auction as well if we can get to it. There's a lot to do. Not a lot of time to do it, but we're going to be nonstop talking, so we're excited for it.
Yeah, this is one of the big things that we do as best ball, of course, but there's so much coming up. And then when we get to the season, you just, then it's just one added all kinds of stuff, prize picks, underdog, like actual betting, add it all. So.
Every Sunday morning, we're going to be live streaming as well, weather and health permitting, so that's another fun way that we're going to be interacting and just like how we're going to be hand building our lines until we get an optimizer.
Yep, absolutely. So we appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with us, and we'll see you all next time.
Take care, guys.